From Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, CBS Sports presents the Detroit Lions versus the Los Angeles Rams. Well, down on the field, the toss of the coin, the Rams won it. They elected to receive, so the blue and gold will be going right to left on your screen, and Detroit will find itself on the defense immediately. As a coach, George, is it that important to win the toss? After all, defense is supposed to be so important. Maybe better to be the loser.
Well, if we had a better defense, then I would rather kick off and be on defense and go with my strength. I think an interesting thing here is to watch Eddie Murray kick off, number 3. He kicks a high ball. He has hang time on his kickoff like some punters.
Eddie Murray is a 23-year-old rookie out of Tulane who was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's a soccer-style kicker. Meanwhile, at the other side, there's Monty Clark, who weathered a 2-14 season last year. Let's hear what he has to say yesterday about today.
Last year's 2-14 record we don't think is indicative of the kind of football team we have. We had a lot of injuries last year, among them our quarterback Gary Danielson. Now he's back and healthy with the addition of Billy Sims and other players who got experience last year and new players this year. We hope to be able to prove that we're a lot better team than we showed last year, and we're going to have to play our very best to expect to have a chance against the Los Angeles Rams.
So Eddie Murray, the rookie out of Tulane, who has had such an impressive exhibition season. He was 8 for 8 in points and 10 out of 12 in field goals. His longest field goal was 54, and they say he can put it in the end zone with the best of them. He'll tee it up on the 35, and Drew Hill is the deep man for the Rams.
The other thing is the New Orleans Saints have had kicking problems, and they let this guy get right out of their backyard.
So Eddie Murray about ready to kick it off. Drew Hill is flanked by Gooman on his right, Sully on his left. And here we go. And there's that hang time George was talking about. Drew Hill from his own 2-yard line to the 15. And breaking away. Murray missed him. He got away from Freedy. Touchdown. What a way to start the year. A 98-yard kickoff return by Drew Hill, the 2-year man out of Georgia Tech. And the Rams lead 6-0.
Well, Drew Hill did this last week to beat the Chargers. There's a missed tackle. He breaks to the outside. A missed tackle by Eddie Murray, number 3. Now it's sure speed, cuts back. What a way to dedicate a new stadium.
Incredible. The first play, the kickoff, and Drew Hill, 98 yards for a touchdown. Now Frank Corral, who will be kicking and punting. A hold by Nolan Cromwell. And it looked like there was offside in the line. The kick is through the uprights, but let's wait and see. The Rams might very well have moved. We'll see if they were drawn off. There is Drew Hill, 5'9", 170-pounder, 23 years old, 2-year man out of Georgia Tech. Needless to say, he can fly. As we said, there was motion in the line. The Rams are offside, so they'll have to kick again. By the way, George, we have a moment. Frank Corral is going to have to kick and punt. Is that too much for asking one man?
Very few people in the history of pro football have been able to do it. If anybody can do it, Frank can, because he's a good athlete and he's very strong, powerful athlete.
So Cromwell will be holding it from just inside the 15-yard line. There you can see the hands of Nolan. The spot, the kick is blocked. It was a line drive right into the heart of the line. Bill Gay, number 79, had a hand in it.
Well,
and there he goes, big Bill Gay, who, by the way, went to school at USC, so welcome home. Let's take another look at that TD.
Well, this touchdown looked like it was a wedge return up the middle, and Drew Hill pushed off to the outside, used his blocking, and then from there on in, it was on his own. Now, Detroit had the middle jammed up, but he spun off to the outside.
Well, it looks like the Ram has indeed found a new home as Drew Hill takes the opening kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown. Corral misses the point. A short kick at the 10-yard line. Rick Kane starts it there to the 25. Bulls his way across the 30-yard line, and down he goes. And the Lions finally get their hand on the ball. Irvin, number 47, made the tackle for the Rams. Here's the way Detroit's backfield with Gary Danielson returning at quarterback. Then you have Billy Sims, and Dexter Bussey is starting over Bo Robinson. And the men who will handle the football, the wide receivers Fred Scott, number 87. Leonard Thompson will be a wide receiver at 39, and David Hill, the tight end. And the way the Lions stack up now, Freddie Scott goes wide right, Leonard Thompson left, and they split Sims and Bussey behind Danielson. And Billy Sims bumping into Elias on the left side and couldn't move. What about returning to the NFL? What are Gary Danielson's thoughts? Here's what he said yesterday.
There's no doubt that we're looking forward to the 1980 season. We've had a great training camp. With the addition of Billy Sims, we feel that we've added an explosive weapon that we haven't had before. We've matured now. This is our third year with Coach Monty Clark. We're ready and looking forward to the season.
So from the 33, the Lions put it in play, 2nd and 8. Fowler over the ball, and Danielson calling, and hands off to Sims, and Billy is out across the 40 and finally wrestled down at about the 43-yard line. Nolan Cromwell made the tackle to bring him down, but good block by Russ Bollinger.
Fast trap with a reverse pivot. Now once Sims gets beyond the line of scrimmage, watch his running style. Good leg action, spinning, turning. Now he also does not have that football protected, Ben. If he carries the ball like that, be alert for a fumble.
Well, it's 1st and 10 on the Ram 40, on the Lion 44. Out of the eye. And here comes Sims, tripped up at the last minute by Joe Harris, number 51 of the Rams, but he still got across the 45. Let's take a look at the offensive line for Detroit. George, you've always made the statement, great backs make great lines. Well, here's the Lions up front. Baldishweiler, Elias, Fowler, Bollinger, and Dorney. On the touchdown against New Orleans, he went inside Bollinger. Second and 8 on the 46. Sims again trying to follow Dorney and dragged down from behind at the 45-yard line. Freddie Dreyer had him from one side, but grabbing him was Jack Reynolds. He made the initial contact.
Well, you can be sure that the Ram linebackers are going to be keying Sims, number 20, in every down. He's the big play guy. The Rams just came in with their nickel defense.
So the Lions started on their own 31. They've worked the ball out to the 45-yard line. There's Ray Malavasi trying to pilot the Rams to their 8th straight Western Conference title. So 3rd and a long 8 from the 45. And Danielson going to put it in the air. He looked at Bussey and goes over the middle of Freddie Scott, who's inside the 50-yard line. Rod Perry brought him down, but he's shy of a first down by about 2 yards.
3rd and 7, backpedaling against the nickel. He hits the underneath man, not long enough. Good coverage by 49 Perry. Made the tackle, prevent the first down.
So Tom Skladany will be doing the kicking, the pride of Ohio State. They used to call him beer can, did Woody Hayes, because there was no return on his punch. We'll see about this one. Irvin is deep man for the Rams, and this one squirts off to the side, hits at the 19, and is finally touched. Leonard Thompson was down there to touch it inside the 15-yard line. They'll spot it on the Ram 14, and that's where the Rams will put it in play. Well, 1st and 10 on the Ram 14.
He did the right thing, tried to kick out of bounds. Would have liked it a little bit deeper, but you don't want that return if you can possibly prevent it.
The Rams put it in play, leading 6-0. They have a 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line. Cullen Bryant and Elvis Peacock, the deep man out of the eye. Peacock slips and falls down. And Hayden finally hit by James Hunter. What about Peacock falling down, George? He hadn't even touched the ball.
You know, Ben, he doesn't pick his feet up too much. Now, of course, he's on the infield, so he has an excuse there. But when you watch Elvis run, he kind of drags him. The Lions were in an undershifted defense, a good defense for that particular play, which was a broken play.
A broken play that picked up 5 and got the ball out to the Ram 19, so that's not so bad. Preston Denard goes wide left, and Billy Waddy is on a wing wide right. And Waddy is now in motion to the left. Second man is Elvis Peacock. Woodcock can't get him. He is tripped up as he goes across the 30-yard line. Fantetti hit him by the ankles and slowed him down, and then Luther Bradley brought him down.
Well, the Lions are still in the undershift. The Rams ran away from the strength. Peacock cuts back underneath. Good yardage, good blocking. Detroit is going to have to stop this running game first before they stop the pass.
The Lions were 25th of 28 NFL teams against the rush last year, so they figured to improve in that department, but we'll see. Hayden having some time, has his man Bryant across the 35, and he's tripped up as he falls across the 40. Charlie Weaver, another SC man who has come home, made the tackle. And I guess we should point out that for Detroit, Russ Bollinger went to school at Long Beach State. Jimmy Allen went to UCLA. Weaver, Cobb, and Gay all went to SC. So there's 5 boys who have more or less come home.
Detroit has one linebacker I really like, number 52, Stan White. They made a heck of a trade to get him. He's a general on the field.
2nd and 2 on the Ram 40-yard line. In motion goes Preston Denard. Second man stumbling and stacked up is Elvis Peacock. No opening.
You know, Ben, after you've been scored on with a kickoff return, it's like a home run with the bases loaded. It kind of shakes you up. So this Detroit defense now has to solidify and not let the Rams go down the field and have a 14-point lead in the first quarter.
For the Rams, Elvis Peacock, along with tight end Victor Hicks, they were teammates of Detroit's illustrious Billy Sims, as the cheerleaders exhort the Rams to move. 3rd and 3 on the Ram 39. Peacock is on the wing right. Bryant, a sole setback. And Hayden lobbing it over the middle to Bryant, but they bury him, and White was the first man to hit him, and that's Stan White. He got just across to the 41. He needs another yard for a first down, unless they figure that his forward progress carried him.
His forward progress gave him the first down. Here it is. A good call by Hayden. Underneath pattern. Linebackers are dropping. His cadence almost pulled Detroit offside. Did you notice that, Ben?
Yes, and Detroit, of course, was a team that had a lot of trouble with penalties last year. They gave up 41 first downs because of penalties. Off the hands of Billy Waddy, and right there Williams, Walt Williams, number 21, defending. Of course, Waddy's always a home run threat.
Now, that's interesting. Their first pass downfield, they threw it on Walt Williams, so that could be an indication when they want to go to their wideouts, they'll throw on 21.
Jack Youngblood, who took a walk along with Larry Brooks, Jim Youngblood, and Dennis Harrah. 3 of the 4 are in uniform, and it figures that Jack might play, even though he didn't get much spring training. So the Rams trying to make it move. 2nd and 10 on the 43.
Oh, beautiful defense. Beautiful defense.
That was John Mendenhall, by the way, who was waived by the Giants and Green Bay, picked up by Detroit, 9 years out of Grambling. I think John might be a help. We got a couple of scores to duck in. As you can see, finals. San Francisco held on to beat New Orleans by 3. Tampa Bay over Cincinnati. And Pittsburgh led 17-0. They were tied, went on to win at 31-17. And another couple of finals. Buffalo knocks off Miami 17-7, and New England does the same to Cleveland 34-17. 3rd and 11 on the Ram 42. Both backs stay in. Hayden fakes once and going long to Preston Denard. No good. Covering was Jimmy Allen all the way.
Well, they had him open. Good pass protection. The Lions are going to have to rush a little bit better than that. That previous play by the Lions, they dogged. They had what they call a run dog to stop the run, and they called it perfectly.
That's Jeff Rutledge on the sidelines, marking that play down as busted. And now Frank Corral. We've seen him kick 3 times as Hayden talks to Malavasi. And here comes his first punt for keeps. And he drills it down the right side. Grabbed there by Arnold. Flag on the play, just as Ivory Sully hit him. Let's take another look at that. There is Arnold.
That's a clip. Yeah, right there. We saw him on the ground.
Ivory Sully coming down despite the penalty. And here's the call by Cal LaFleur.
Detroit.
That's Cullen Bryant standing on the sidelines taking a respite, alternating, of course, with Elvis Precock in the Ram backfield. And what a workhorse he is. Hard to believe he was the defensive rookie of the year in the backfield and now one of the big offensive.
What an offensive back he's developed into. He can block, he can run inside, outside. He's a good receiver.
So the Lions will put it in play. 1st and 10. There's the call again.
Illegal use of hands. Detroit, but first down.
So Detroit, stunned by a 98-yard kickoff by Drew Hill, now penalized on the punt, and they'll put it in play. 1st and 10 from their own 11. The Rams leading 6-0. On the Rams sideline, a frustrated Vince Ferragamo out with a groin pull. The kid who led the Rams in the Super Bowl can't make it for the opening game of 1980. But Danielson can for the Lions. 1st and 10 on the 11. And it'll be Billy Sims through the left side of the lineup and out to the 21-yard line. Just about enough for the first down as Monty Clark talking to his rookie Freedy before sending him in. Mike Freedy from Indiana. Some more finals. Minnesota shading Atlanta. Green Bay's Chester Markle tried a field goal in overtime. The kick was blocked back to Markle, who ran for a touchdown. And Green Bay beat Chicago 12-6 in overtime. Measuring for the first down.
Did you notice how Billy Sims hit that last play? He comes out of his stance like he's running a 100-yard dash. Quick hitters, plays where he can come right out at you. That's what he's effective with.
Billy, of course, scored 50 touchdowns at Oklahoma, so he's the spearhead of the attack. 1st and 10 on the Lion 21. Freedy is wide left. David Hill, a tight end, on the right side. And Freddie Scott, who has caught a pass, is wide right. Sims bumps into Jack Reynolds, and that's the end of that.
See, it's going to be difficult for the Detroit offensive line to hold that Ram defense off on sweeps. His best bet to date have been quick hitting plays. This is an off-tackle play. He does not have a hold. Reynolds was not blocked. He makes the play.
Sims has carried the ball 6 times and stopped by Jack Reynolds, the 11-year veteran out of Tennessee. How many times is too many for Sims? None, huh? So 2nd and 8 on the 23. Lions a little bit confused as Bussey came up to block. Jack Youngblood is in there on the defense, and it is broken up, intended for Freddie Scott. And what a job done by Rod Perry. He almost knocked the air out of that ball. What a shot.
Rod Perry read the play all the way. The ball kind of floated. Called an audible on this because it looked like the Rams were going to dog. See how the ball kind of floated? Perry almost picked it off.
Fred Scott is 6'2" and 180. He had 5 touchdowns last year, and he's their #1 pass receiver, but not that time. So it is 3rd and 8. And there's Rod Perry, 5'9", 182. He had 8 interceptions 2 years ago. Danielson, with both backs releasing, goes to the left side to the tight end, David Hill, and he makes the reception on Johnny Johnson, a $1 million baby.
Very good, Ben. The Rams were in the nickel, but part of your nickel ends up in man-for-man coverage. Here's Johnson on Hill. He has him beaten all the way. Perfect pass, pretty good catch. First down.
How does a tight end get that far outside of a strong safety?
Well, sometimes that strong safety ends up being inside by the move. The fake of the play moves him inside, and he breaks outside.
Now the Lions go slot right. That's Freddie Scott inside Leonard Thompson. David Hill is on the left side. Danielson likes it upstairs. And there's a reason. Once again, it is going to be a catch by David Hill with Johnny Johnson on him, and it looks like the tight end has decided to pick on the strong safety.
Well, they got him in a man coverage. It's pretty good protection. Same type of a pattern. It's what we call a short corner by the tight end. Hill's one of the better tight ends in all of football.
David Hill out of Texas A&I, 5-year veteran. As you look at the Ram bench, and there's Big David, 6'2", 230-pounder. Replaced Charlie Sanders and has done a good job. Danielson going to get rid of another one, and he's going deep this time. No good for David Hill, and this time the throw was closer to Johnny Johnson.
3 consecutive plays on Johnny Johnson. Now he had him open. He had him beaten, but he ran that corner a little deeper. See? Before he cut it off a little sharper, and that's where Danielson threw the ball like he did the last 2 times.
Johnny Johnson, a rookie out of Texas, signed a 6-year contract for $1.1 million. So the All-American at Texas has moved into the high rent district before he even played 1 game in the NFL, and it was his contract that caused a lot of trouble on the Rams. 2nd and 10 is Bob Brzezinski now. Comes in there at a linebacking spot. He recently walked out of camp. It'll be Billy Sims, and he is stacked up on the right side of the Ram lineup. They refuse to give, and it's Cody Jones who made the tackle. Cody replaced Merlin Olsen, was on the injured reserve last year with an Achilles tendon, and of course the Rams are delighted to get him back.
That was a good call. A fast trap, which is one of Sims' better plays against the nickel defense. Nothing wrong with it. It'll break, but at least it keeps the defense honest.
It is 7-0 as you look at Eddie Hill and make it 6-0 on Drew Hill's touchdown. 3rd and 7 on the 40. In motion is David Hill. Youngblood kept out, flag on the play, and it is broken up, intended for Freedy, and Nolan Cromwell was there.
I think the Rams are offside.
Jack Youngblood coming in hard along with Freddie Dryer. Well, we're not getting the numbers yet. They're just calling the penalty.
Danielson is mixing his cadence very well, Ben. He's going on quick counts and long counts. He's doing the same thing that Hayden.
Danielson is 3 for 5 for 41 yards. Sims has carried 7 for 30.
Offside, 85. Defense, 3rd down.
85 is Jack Youngblood, so he was the man in there. I knew he and Dryer were really on the move.
Here's an interesting call here.
3rd and about 3 yards to go.
What do you do? Do you run or pass?
Well, what would you do?
I'd throw the ball. I'd throw the ball underneath to one of my backs.
6-0 in favor of the Rams. A 98-yard touchdown return by Drew Hill. And now the Lions trying to recover. 3rd and 3. The ball just shy of the Ram 35. He's going to throw it, and he's being chased by Johnny Johnson. So they had the strong safety coming, and he rode Gary Danielson right out of the play. Boy, he's quick.
They guessed pass, and they ran a dog that Detroit can't pick up. Came in with too many men. Danielson shows that he's healthy. Ran away. An immobile quarterback would have been sacked and got rid of it.
So on a 3rd and 3, Danielson is chased by Johnny Johnson, and the play goes down the drain. So it's 4th down, the ball on the 35-yard line. Eric Hipple is in there, so you have an all-rookie, a rookie snapper, holder, and kicker.
And this guy can punt also.
Remember, Ed Murray was 10 out of 12, Coach, in the exhibition.
Right.
The spot at the 42, it's a 52-yard kick, and he did it. What a leg. Eddie Murray out of Tulane.
Is that a big 3 points for Detroit? They really came up with a sensation on this kid. And the other thing I started to say, Ben, is that he can also punt from that formation, punt out of bounds.
With 3:27 left in the first quarter, the Rams 6 and the Lions 3. Eddie Murray ready to kick off from the Detroit 35, and deep for the Rams is Drew Hill, who ran the opening kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown. He's flanked on his left by Ivory Sully and on his right by Mike Gooman. So Eddie Murray ready. The Lions are on the board, and we're in the ball game. Another booming kick. This time not as deep as the first one. Drew Hill bumps into Gooman. That breaks the play, and he gets across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. Friends, this telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written. There's the drive, 8 plays, 54 yards, capped by that 52-yard field goal by Eddie Murray.
I was going to say, we had an expression, that every play is a big play. That 5-yard offside gave him enough yardage to kick that field goal. You forget about that.
It sure was enough yardage, a 52 yardage. Cullen Bryant and Elvis Peacock are back of Hayden. The ball on the Ram 15, and Hayden's going to put it up. Down the left side to Billy Waddy, and playing him very loose was Walt Williams, so he goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line is where they'll spot it. Kind of a dandy. Play action fake to Peacock. Hayden's cranking up and overshoots Preston Denard. Stan White was trying to back up and help out, but he could not have helped.
Yeah, Stan White's a big play defensive guy, and also Preston Denard slipped. Quite a few players have been falling down. The field looks a little bit hard, and that's why Pat overthrew him.
On the sidelines, the veteran defensive end Freddie Dreyer, 12 years out of San Diego State. Freddie 6'6", 231, 34 years old. Second man, Elvis Peacock. Kent Hill almost backed into him. Bill Gay backed up the play, and Hunter came along with Purifoy to hit it. It was Bill Gay, number 79. Whoops. Fantetti was a little bit angry. He was the one you saw his arm come punching in at Peacock. But it was Bill Gay, number 79, who really turned the play in.
Well, Bill Gay did not get blocked. He strung it out and allowed Pursuit to come over and make the play. Good play by Fantetti, 57 coming over.
And at the bottom was James Hunter. So it is 3rd and 8 on the Ram 31. About 8 to go. Willie Miller goes on the left side as they go slot right, and Waddy in motion. Almost getting through is Charlie Weaver, and it is intercepted. Jimmy Allen is up at midfield, slips, and down he goes, and the Lions are in business.
And Pat Hayden took a real blow.
Charlie Weaver of SC roughs up Hayden, and it's intercepted by Jimmy Allen of UCLA. Welcome to Southern California.
Now they had a nickel dog. You see that hit Hayden took? The timing was a little bit off. Heads up play by Allen.
So the ball is spotted on the Ram 46-yard line, and the Lions now have suddenly taken control of it with that key interception.
Danielson likes play action. Go for a big play after a turnover.
Well, he has Freddie Scott in a slot inside Leonard Thompson. In motion is Billy Sims. Danielson to Bussey, and it's an end around to Freddie Scott. Scott to the 40, to the 35, 30, 25, 20, tripped up at the 15 and dragged down at the 10-yard line. And it was Joe Harris who got him from behind.
We called it. After a turnover, he likes to go for a big one.
End around from Dexter Bussey to Freddie Scott.
With off a motion. Fool the Rams completely. Good blocking. Danielson throwing a block downfield. That keeps the defense at home. They don't pursue as much when you run a reverse or some gadget on them like that. Good call, well executed.
The ball is just shy of the 10-yard line. It's just about 1st and goal now as they put it on the 10. That was a 36-yard end around. Dexter Bussey handing off to Freddie Scott. Billy Sims, and a flag on the play. He was hit by Nolan Cromwell straight up.
When the umpire calls it, it's usually against the offensive line and holding. Let's see.
A big battle with Mike Fanning.
Yeah.
And he is fighting Amos Fowler, and there might have been a hold in that battle. Last year, the Lions were hurt more than most teams by penalties.
Holding, 65,
right.
Offense.
So it was
down.
Amos Fowler. He was battling Mike Fanning and guilty of holding. So that puts it back to the Ram 20. 1st and goal. Freddie Scott goes wide left. David Hill, the strong tight end, is on the left side. And they send Leonard Thompson wide right. Danielson down the middle, and it's caught by Freddie Scott. He took it away from Johnny Johnson. Boy, are they picking on $1 million.
Well, That was a good throw and a good catch and good defense. It was a perfect pass and well executed. Johnson was right with him. And
So it'll be 2nd and 11.
And Danielson put it up high where he could take it away from him.
A lot of pressure on a rookie strong safety.
There sure is, and they're working on him. They're going to make him earn his money.
2nd and goal on the 11. Sims, the deep man out of the eye. Freddie Scott is wide left. Freedy is in a wide right position. Billy Sims following Dexter Bussey goes outside to the 5, touchdown. What a way to start his career.
Beautiful, beautiful. He showed his speed. The Rams were bunched up inside from the eye.
And Monty Clark said that a way to go. Take another look at Billy Sims scampering for a TD from 11.
See, really the play was a fast trap up the middle. Sims saw that it was closed and turned it into a touchdown.
Notice how he took that ball in when Nolan Cromwell came over,
yeah.
So he's learning to hold on to that. So the touchdown gives the Lions the lead of 9-6. Now let's see Eddie Murray's point out of a hold by Hipple. The snap, the hold, and the kick is good. And a flag on the play, however.
Now the Rams are offside.
So if it is against the Rams, they can exact the penalty on the kickoff. And the Lions are growling here in Anaheim. They're leading Los Angeles 10-6. Here's the official announcement.
Extra point is good. Defense offside, number 53. The penalty be enforced on the kickoff.
Jim Youngblood was a little offside. He's one of the fellas who was not at spring training. Let's take another look at Billy Sims scampering 11 for the TD.
This is the same blocking that we saw in the pregame film. Sims saw the hole was closed, pushed off, used his speed, went outside. Joe Harris was inside. The safety was inside. This guy, there's no question he's going to help this ball club.
Really liked the way he tucked that ball in.
Yeah.
He saw Cromwell, and he wasn't about to let Nolan take a shot at him. So he's not only running, he's thinking.
He's going to get better every week. He's kind of feeling his way as he goes along.
Well, here's that other youngster, Eddie Murray, the rookie out of Tulane, born in Nova Scotia. Two years ago, Eddie Murray at Tulane kicked a 54-yard field goal. The 52-yard field goal he just kicked earlier ties him in the Detroit record books with, among others, Errol Mann. So what a way for him to start his career.
You see how important that missed extra point is now. You need either 2 field goals or a touchdown.
Right, and the Rams had 2 of them. Remember, they were offside, tried it again, and it was blocked. So it is 10-6 in favor of the Lions. We have 21 seconds left in the first quarter, and there's a profile shot of Billy Sims out of Hooks, Texas. That's where he was raised. And here we go. Drew Hill in the end zone from 2 yards deep. And he is hit at about the 13-yard line. The first man to hit him was Gary Cobb. He's another ex-SC boy. And Cobb was hit along with number 35, Wayne Smith, out of Purdue.
4.1 hang time on that kickoff.
We mentioned those SC, UCLA, and Long Beach State players with Detroit because, you know, not only is it the first game, but there's extra adrenaline pumping in their veins coming back to Southern California. We have 12 seconds left in the quarter. The Lions are leading 10-6. Preston Denard wide left. Billy Waddy goes wide right. Peacock and Bryant behind Hayden, and here comes Big Bryant. Woodcock had him get away. John Woodcock had him back at the 10-yard line, but he broke that tackle, and Jimmy Allen finally had to come up and get him. Clock running out for the first quarter.
That's interesting to me, Ben. The Lions are using an undershift, what we call a 54 defense. Hayden ran right into it. They should have lost yardage on that.
Well, we'll finish up the first quarter, especially showing more lightning from Detroit's Billy Sims. Watch him go outside. Watch him tuck the ball when 21, Nolan Cromwell, comes over, and he breezes in unmolested for his first touchdown in his great young career.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Natural Light Beer, brewed with only natural ingredients for a clean, refreshing taste. And by The Ford Motor Company bringing you a new generation of small, fuel-efficient cars that arrive this fall.
Well, as the man would say, how about those openers with Drew Hill running for 98 yards, then Billy Sims running for 11, the field goal by Murray, and the Lions leading 10-6 as we start the second quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Rams on their own 18. And here comes Cullen Bryant, tripped up by Jimmy Allen. And then Charlie Weaver came over along with Purifoy.
Well, again, it's interesting to me that Hayden is still running into the undershift defense, which is the strength of the defense. Eventually, he's going to call an audible and go away from that in a running situation.
Of course, Hayden could be a little rusty. You know, he broke his finger in '79 in a game against Seattle. That kept him out for the remainder of the year, and then he was alternating all through the exhibitions with Ferragamo. 3rd and 5 on the 18 for Pat Hayden and the Rams. Waddy wide right, Denard left, and hold it on the right side. Doug France and Bill Gay.
That's right.
And it looked like France came up and out of his point stance to draw Detroit off, and he's the guilty of the infraction.
He's the one.
Big Doug out of Ohio State. He had a bad elbow last year. He played with it. He figures that he'll be able to block a lot better this year.
Detroit has their nickel defense in there. The last time they used a nickel,
Before the snap, 77 offense, 3rd down.
they dogged and got an interception.
Well, it's 3rd down and 10. The ball is on the Ram 13-yard line. Waddy in the slot right, inside Denard. Drew Hill is wide right. And over the middle, no good, intended for Waddy. Luther Bradley was right there with him, however. We can duck in a score that is upcoming. Philadelphia and Dick Vermeil leading Denver 7-0. And, of course, George, next week we'll see the Eagles at Minnesota.
Eagles are a strong team this year.
So 4th and 10 on the Ram 13. And Frank Corral will have to boot it out of the end zone. John Arnold standing deep on the Lion 43-yard line. And Corral, who has a great leg, bumps it out there to the 31. He got by Ivory Sully, trying to get outside, and he was boxed in. Down he goes.
Frank, 4.3 hang time, which is very good. He just powered it out there. One thing he does, he kicks a different type of a ball every time he punts, puts the pressure on the return man.
So 1st and 10 for the Lions on Detroit's 41. The Lions leading the Rams 10-6. Monty Clark, who said this wasn't a 2-14 team, he sees them leaving here at the outset. Danielson with Bussey and Sims out of the eye. Flag on the play. Danielson has it broken up by Joe Harris. It was intended for David Hill.
There's Sims' inexperience. Joe Harris made a nice play buzzing back. Sims was in motion.
Why would that be? What inexperience with it?
You don't. Most colleges don't call that many audibles.
Here he is now.
Here he is. Now watch. Now see the head of the quarterback move, and he called his cadence with enunciation. Sims was affected by it.
2nd down.
Rather than the defense.
So it is 2nd and 10 on the 41. On the sidelines, here's your boy, Maxie Vaughn.
Maxie Vaughn, what a job he's doing. This is one of the best moves Monty Clark made, bringing this guy in. He's their defensive coordinator.
2nd and 10 on the 41 with both backs releasing. Danielson down the left side to Hill, no good. That time it was broken up by Irvin. So the Rams have switched. Leroy Irvin picked up the tight end, David Hill.
Well, they had a coverage on where you pick up the crossing man coming over, and Danielson was very fortunate that ball wasn't picked off.
Irvin is a rookie out of Kansas who can play both corner and safety and has very good speed. They say that Leroy Irvin can do the 40 in a 4.5, which is mighty fast. 3rd and 10 on the 41 of Detroit. Brzezinski on the right side and Jim Youngblood on the left, the linebackers for the Rams. Bussey again coming up. Little indecision for the young Lions. Danielson to Scott, no good. With Thomas right there with him, he overthrew him.
Smart defense on the Rams. They forced the Lions to pick up the dog, forced them to audibilize. Danielson threw the ball.
Just missed.
Overthrown. Little bit wide.
Leroy Irvin will go deep as Tom Skladany is ready to punt from the Lion 26. There's Irvin standing on the Ram 20, and there's Tom Skladany. Skladany had disc surgery in July last year, so he's another man coming back off the shelf. Tom arrows one down, and a fair catch by Irvin at the 20-yard line. And remember, this year you had better make sure we know it's a fair catch. So Leroy Irvin, fair catch is on the 20. It is 10-6 Lions early in the second quarter. With 13:42 left to the half, the Rams down by 4, put it in play 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Billy Waddy is the slot left. Inside Denard. Terry Nelson on the right side. Pitch back to Elvis Peacock, and they'll gang him as he gets across the 25. Charlie Weaver along with Fantetti and Allen and Mendenhall, just to call them all. Oakland, Kansas City 7-7 in the second quarter.
Now that time, Ben, Hayden ran away from the strength of the defense. That's what I would expect him to do.
So it is 2nd and 4 on the Ram 26.
By the way, Skladany was property of the Rams for 1 week. If they could sign him, a deal was made. Couldn't sign him. They sat out the entire year.
2nd and 4 on the 26. In motion is Denard. Peacock with daylight, and it's jammed up, and a nice job of jamming it up by Gay just as he hit the 30-yard line. And then Luther Bradley came along. Big Bill Gay, number 79, doing a good job. Meanwhile, some of the offensive people huddling with Monty Clark. That's Homer Elias, number 61, out of Tennessee State, and Amos Fowler out of Southern Mississippi.
And you know what I think they're talking about, Ben? Detroit has had little trouble adjusting to the dog pickup. At least it's been effective for the Rams with the nickel defense. If they stay with that, the Lions are going to have to pick that up and complete the pass to get the first down.
Talking about the first down, the Rams are an inch or two shy, and they will make some changes now. Arnold and Hicks come in. Victor Hicks, a tight end for the Rams, is another Oklahoman. Elvis Peacock and Victor Hicks were teammates of Billy Sims.
And Hicks was outstanding in the preseason. I believe he had 3 touchdown passes.
Yes, he did. He's wearing number 81. And Walt Arnold, number 45, is out of New Mexico. So 3rd and inches for the Rams for a first down on their own 30-yard line. Arnold on a wing. He's outside Hicks. And they go a little bit that way as Peacock goes over the middle and would appear to have it.
I was just going to say that. Peacock over the top from the eye. That's a good sound play. Get the first down.
Well, it was a marvelous tennis match yesterday with McEnroe and Connors, and that reminds us that the U.S. Open tennis will be seen here on the West Coast following football, and in the Detroit area, highlights later this evening of U.S. Open tennis.
San Diego 10, Seattle 3 in the second quarter.
1st and 10 on the Ram 31. Billy Waddy goes wide right. Preston Denard left. Both backs release. And Hayden all alone. Preston Denard is dragged down on the Detroit 45-yard line.
Well,
Jimmy Allen, the UCLA man, making the hit.
Well, great pass protection by the Rams offensive line. Pat has all day to throw that ball. Somebody's going to be open. That one play could indicate what this game is going to come to. If Detroit can't put more pressure on Hayden than that, their secondary's in trouble.
So there's a lot of heat on Purifoy, Woodcock, Mendenhall, and Gay to try and get in there. In motion is Billy Waddy. Here goes Elvis Peacock. Inside, across the 40 to the 35, and then pulled down by James Hunter. Doug France putting on a good lick that time. as he pulled and he rode Bill Gay right out of the play. And on the sidelines, Billy Sims no doubt thinking, yep, that's the way to get it done.
Everything in this drive has been on a quick count. Going on sound or maybe the first number. Pat likes that and does a good job on it.
That moves it to the Detroit 36-yard line. So 2nd and 1 for the Rams. In motion is Denard. And Hayden lobbing deep for Waddy. And it is Watt. A flag on the play. The ball was grabbed at the last minute by Walt Williams. And let's see the interpretation.
Offense.
Pushing off. And it might be offensive pass interference.
The Rams kept seven men in the block on that to give them protection.
7 defense, first down.
So it's going to be against Walt Williams. So it's defensive interference as they were both battling for the ball.
Could have been. Here it is again.
Yeah, the left hand of Waddy.
Hard to see.
So Williams makes the catch. There you can see a little pushing and shoving on both sides. And it goes against the defense.
Very close call.
So that puts it to the 3. 1st and goal. And Monty Clark now showing a little strain as a big play goes against Detroit. Play action fake to Bryant. Hayden under a little rush from Fantetti. They're going to rule that Nelson caught the ball, but he did not break the plane of the goal line. You can take another look. Nelson thought it did.
This is a good call. Play action across the grain, coming underneath. Now he's well covered. They're prepared for that play, but Pat just gunned it right in there. The ball was not across.
You can take another look now. From the goal line camera, you'll see that the plane of the goal line has not been broken. There's the ball out in front. And so the Rams will have it 2nd down, and they're 1 yard away from pay dirt. Hayden to Bryant, head bumping, and he's in there. He hit Eddie Cole head on. That had a register on a seismograph. Eddie Cole, number 50, hit Colin Bryant. You could hear those helmets pop around the stadium.
Well, they gave the ball to the right guy, Colin Bryant. When you need a yard, you give it to your big, strong back and send him straight ahead.
6'1", 236-pounder. You might remember he scored a touchdown against Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. But the key play, 33-yard pass interference, charged against Walt Williams. So now it is 12-10 Rams, and Corral trying to make it 13-10. The spot will be by Cromwell in the dirt. He got it up anyway. A flag on the play. The indication is the kick is good. So let's wait and see.
Bad snap there. Low snap.
Doug France seems a little bit hot about things.
Point is good. Defense outside. Penalty enforced on the kickoff.
It looked like Doug France and Stan White were having a few words, but words give way to numbers. Rams 13, Detroit 10. 9:45 left in the half, 13-10 Rams, and it'll be Frank Corral kicking deep to Kane and Calicut as they stand on the Detroit goal line. Corral drills it down the middle, and it is Calicut backing into the end zone, takes it out to the 10. Kane falls down. Calicut fumble, recovered by Ivory Sully of the Rams.
You know what caused that? His own man, Kane fell down.
Right.
And watch this, slips on the infield. That throws his timing off. Now watch 32 fall. Almost trips him up.
Not a bad strip by Mike Gooman, the rookie, number 44, and Ivory Sully falls on the ball.
He wasn't carrying that football too well either.
The biggest single play before this fumble was the interference call in the end zone, but the Rams now have it 1st and 10 on the Detroit 17. Elvis Peacock wide open as he busts down to about the 10-yard line. Let's take a look at the 33-yard pass interference play. Take a look. That's Walt Williams down there in the end zone.
Boy,
number 21.
You know, it's hard to see the foul there. Very close call.
Billy Waddy battling with him. Williams apparently intercepted, but instead of having it 1st and 10 on their 20, the Lions had to dig in. It was 1st and goal on the 3 for the Rams, and they scored. Now on the fumble by Calicut, the Rams are ready to go in action again. Peacock is tripped up by Purifoy as he crossed the 10.
One of the rules of this game is don't beat yourself. Detroit's been playing pretty good ball. Lately now they're giving the Lions.
That's Ivory Sully, coach, who picked up that loose ball.
Giving them field position here. This is a real test of the defense right here now, Ben.
So measuring for the 1st down, as you had that look at Ivory Sully, and the point of the ball is beyond, so it is 1st down and 1st and goal. The ball is spotted on the 7-yard line. Let's see what the Eagles are up to. Well, they've added 3 points on a 17-yard field goal by Tony Franklin. They lead 10-0.
Hicks is in there in place of Terry Nelson.
So 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. Hicks, the tight end on the left side. That's the way they go. Peacock trying to go wide. Kent Hill threw a block on James Hunter. And I'll tell you, James Hunter did a very good job because he took the block by Kent Hill and still made the tackle as the wide defensive ends, Freddie Dreyer and Jack Youngblood, look on.
2 good ones. They both can rush the passer.
So a good play by James Hunter. 5 years out of Grambling. Ball spotted on the 5-yard line, so it is 2nd and goal on the Detroit 5. This time the Rams go slot right with Denard inside Waddy. But it's Peacock going left again. And Hunter again stacking him up. Boy, accolades for James Hunter. That's 2 good plays in a row.
He's doing a heck of a job. He's using his hands and he's getting across.
Coach, a question.
Yeah.
Most teams are basically right-handed, yet they're going to the left side.
Well, sometimes you run against defensive personnel. If you got some light guys over there, you think they don't play the run as well, you'll run to that side. James
Hunter is 6'3", 195 pounds. As the Rams taking a breather, 76 Cody Jones, 37 Ivory Sully, 79 Mike Fanning. 3rd and 6, 3rd and goal from the 6. Hayden dropping straight back, looking over the right side, and making the reception is Waddy, but he came out of the end zone to do it. So Waddy was in the end zone and actually came back and stepped at the 1 when he went down.
He had to come back for the ball. He was not the primary receiver. Again, this is another example of Hayden having plenty of time to throw that football.
So 4th and goal on the 1. They are bringing in Walt Arnold, number 45, and Terry Nelson, number 83, as Waddy comes out. That means a little beef. They'll have 3 tight ends in there, Nelson, Hicks, and Arnold.
If they're in the I formation, watch for Peacock over the top.
The Rams huddling on the sidelines. Ray Malavasi talking to Pat Hayden directly below us. Pat Hayden, 2 years ago, set Ram records for most passes, most completions, most yardage. So he's been through the mill.
These type of decisions are tough ones either way. For the Lions, if they stop them, what a lift that is. The score is still 13-10. If the Rams make it, it's a great decision on their part.
They also serve who only stand and wait. Case in point, Vince Ferragamo, backing up Hayden.
Fine young quarterback. Has a great future.
So it is 4th and goal with 6 minutes 48 seconds to the half. The Rams leading, trying to open it up and capitalize on a kickoff fumble by Ken Calicut. Bryant and Peacock behind Hayden. Arnold on a wing outside Nelson. And it's Peacock over the middle.
That's what it was. I formation, Peacock over the top.
So Elvis Peacock who scored 29 touchdowns in Oklahoma and was the teammate of Billy Sims, goes flying through the air for the TD. He followed France, Bain, and Saul and took off.
Good sound running play. Good. Couldn't run a better play than that.
Peacock is another man coming back. He had knee surgery in '78. He had a broken ankle in '79 as you look at Cullen Bryant. So Peacock has returned with a TD. Now Corral is asked to make it 20-10 Rams. Nolan Cromwell, the snap, and the kick is good. Another look to balance the coin. We saw Sims touchdown. Let's take another look at a Peacock flying.
We call that play M hunch. M blocking, man for man blocking.
6:46 to the half. The Rams leading Detroit 20-10. Two key plays for the Rams. Ken Callicott fumbled the last kickoff when Rick Kane fell down in front of him, if you remember. This time the kickoff will go to Kane from 1 yard in. Hit at the 10, fumble. So if it isn't Callicott dropping one, now Kane drops one inside the 10. Eddie Cole might have recovered for the Lions. He did, number 50. So Eddie Cole saved the day, at least the moment.
Well, sometimes when you spin like that, the defense gets a good shot at the ball from the open side, and that's what happened.
So there's Eddie Cole, who made that clutch smother of the fumble 2 years out of Mississippi. So Danielson, 1st and 10. The ball is just shy at the 9-yard line. He's got a long way to go. Bussey and Sims are in there back of him. And it's Dexter Bussey. Flags on the play. Mike Fanning, number 79, moved. And I believe he will be guilty of the infraction. Mike Fanning. There he goes.
Again, that's caused by listening to the quarterback's cadence.
By the way, he's a local son from the state of Michigan. Mike Fanning is from Mount Clement, Michigan.
He did a tremendous job last year for the Rams. One of the things I like about him, he's a very studious young man, and again, he can rush the quarterback. Mike Fanning.
Encroachment.
To give you an idea of Gary Danielson as he comes back today, Danielson is 4 for 10 for 51 yards, no touchdowns. Billy Sims has carried 8 times for 40 yards. 2 big passes from Danielson to Freddie Scott.
390.
Second man is Billy Sims. He bumped into Cody Jones, and he kept on going to get out across the 25. That was a marvelous bit of the tenacity of Sims.
He was stopped. Now watch Sims. This shows his athletic ability. The hole's jammed. He spins away, keeps his legs going, still keeps his balance, makes the first down.
He hit Cody Jones, and Cody didn't know he was there, and he was gone.
This series, Ben, will show a little bit of the maturity of this Detroit team. They've had some things go against them. They got to forget about it and play football, block and tackle.
That was Doug France getting some oxygen, applying ice to the knee. Boy, he's paying a bill. Sims in motion. From the 26, Danielson under some heat by Fanning. Now by Jones, and he is hit by Johnny Johnson. So they put the squeeze on him and drop him at the 23. So they lose at least 3 on the play.
No, I'm sure Monty Clark doesn't want to see Danielson run, but that's something that he can do, and he does real well. And there are certain times when he has to stay alive and try to make a big play out of a broken play.
Monty Clark getting his plays from rooftop and then sending them in to Danielson. And the 20-10 lead up in the air with 5:13 left to go to the half.
244. 22. 42.
Billy Sims. Boy, I'll see you later.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, he ran around Nolan Cromwell. Leroy Irvin finally made the tackle, but if you keep your eye on 21, watch Cromwell trying to find Sims.
Again, a fast hitting play, a fast trap. Now watch Sims in the open field. Beautiful. That's three missed tacklers. See him spin. Look at him keep those knees going.
Great pursuit by Cromwell. You'll see him bump with Pat Thomas. There's Cromwell turning once. Cromwell turns twice, and Cromwell got him high.
Beautiful.
So it is 1st and 10 on the Detroit 43. A marvelous run by Billy Sims. Bussey in motion. Dreyer almost offside. David Hick. Hill fumbles. And it is recovered by the Rams. Mike Fanning. But there's a flag on the play. And it's on Fred Dreyer of the Rams, I'm sure.
That's right. Fred Dreyer's offside.
Fred Dreyer, number 89, moved before the snap, so unscramble the whole play.
It wasn't even close. We'll see it on the replay.
Offside defense.
You bet. 89, Fred Dreyer. There was no doubt about it.
Good. It was a good call. Yeah. He was a full count ahead of the snap.
Fanning fell on the ball, but it doesn't count, of course, because of the infraction by the veteran Fred Dreyer. So that moves the ball to the Detroit 47-yard line.
You know, Ben, I like what Danielson is doing.
89 defense, still 1st down.
He's not trying to get it back in one play.
Well, he has 4 minutes and 10 seconds as Dreyer tries to make up for that big play that went in Detroit's favor. Billy Sims. Oh, he's marvelous. He gets to the 41-yard line of Detroit, the Rams, moving it from the Detroit 48.
You know, with a runner like that, we talked about how much better your offensive line likes to block, but also it encourages them to get downfield. Throw a block downfield. All this guy needs is a little help. He'll go all the way.
What's remarkable is you don't see people blocking for him. You just see Billy Sims against the world, and look at those numbers. He's averaging a little better than 7 yards a carry, which is what he did at Oklahoma. Both backs stay in the block. Danielson to the left side to Freddie Scott. He made the reception. Freddie Scott took a bump at about the 32-yard line.
This was an audible. He's in. He comes down with both feet in. Tap, tap.
He's
well
about
executed.
a yard and a half shy of the 1st down, but it'll be a big 1st down play for Detroit and for Freddie Scott. For Scott, his 3rd reception, and he led the Lions with 62 last year.
And then they picked up the dog and got the yardage, which they hadn't done before.
2nd and 2 on the 32. In motion is Freddie Scott. He's picked up by Pat Thomas. Play action fake to Sims. High and caught by David Hill. Big catch, and he beat Johnny Johnson again.
Again, nice play action off of motion. Watch it. Good fake. Perfectly thrown. And boy, when Hill gets his hands on that ball, he puts it away. Detroit has an offensive coach named Bob Snelker who does a good job. He sets up some of this stuff. I like his thinking.
1st and 10 on the Ram 18 as Danielson now has his ball club on the prowl. Leonard Thompson goes left, Fred Scott right. 2nd man, Billy Sims bumped into his own man. Sims was jammed by Dexter Bussey and Homer Elias, and the reason he was jammed by them was a good job by Jack Reynolds, the middle linebacker for the Rams, but he did get the ball just shy of the 15.
He had no hole there at all. Reynolds is looking to the sidelines to get the defense from Coach Torgerson.
You know, last year when they graded the films, Jack Reynolds missed 1 tackle the entire season.
He's that type of an athlete.
2nd and 7 on the 15.
277.
He's going to Freddie Scott. No good. Covered by Pat Thomas.
Well, that was an audible again.
And we're coming to the 2-minute warning now.
Called an audible. It's a step and go, as we call, to Freddie Scott. He's well covered by Pat Thomas.
So two things are apparent. The Lions can move the ball, and they're very much in the game. With 1 minute and 58 seconds to the half, the Lions have moved the ball where they have a 3rd and 7 on the Ram 15. The Rams leading 20-10. And the Lions go slot right. Leonard Thompson and Freddie Scott in the slot. Bussey and Sims, the deep man out of the eye. Danielson looping to Hill. No good. And he had Leroy Irvin on him that time, the rookie out of Kansas, on the big tight end, David Hill.
Well, he had the right situation. You want to throw it to single coverage, one-on-one, and that's what he had.
There was a flag dropped on that play, so let's wait a minute.
Fence.
Let's see if there might have been. It is against the Rams, moving into the 10-yard line. Here's the official call.
Illegal contact, 27. Defense, first down.
That's Pat Thomas.
Well, and
they said 27, but that's 47, Leroy Irvin. So it is 1st and goal on the 10-yard line for Detroit. And Billy Sims is eaten up. Nolan Cromwell and Cody Jones came out of nowhere to make a sandwich out of him that time. And Danielson saying,
right.
Good call.
Fast trap, again, quick hitter, which Sims runs so well. The Rams dogged and guessed perfectly. San Diego 24, Seattle 3.
Reminds us the NFL today with all the scores and highlights. So stay with us at halftime. We have 1:24 left to the half. 2nd and 11 now. Mike Fanning was moving around, but I think he got back, and they swallow up Dexter Bussey. Reggie Doss, number 71 at the bottom. Fanning was doing a little bit of jitterbugging, and the crowd thought he might have broken across, but he held back.
Yeah, he got back in time.
To repeat, Mike is from Mount Clemens, Michigan. He knows this telecast is going back home, so he's got some extra adrenaline pumping. With 48 seconds and time running. No timeouts used.
They still got plenty of time.
43 seconds.
Now
they're going to call it.
Now they're taking
And they wasted a good 8 to 10 seconds before calling time, did Detroit.
If you're going to call timeout, you call it right away.
This has been a very quick first half.
It has.
Danielson is acting like maybe he tried to call it earlier and it wasn't heard. He seems annoyed about it.
Well, when you're sending in plays, you always have that chance of hesitation as to are they sending in a play or just what? And you're looking for the defense. Is the defense going to be in the nickel down here in the 10, 11-yard line? You don't like to run the nickel in that situation.
With 42 seconds to the half, the Rams leading Detroit 20 to 10. For Gary Danielson, a great return. A kid who played in the World Football League back in 1974. The Lions signed him as a free agent in 1976. He was working on the assembly line, which is appropriate. He hurt his right knee in the preseason last year against Baltimore. But in '78, he had 6 wins in the last 9 games. And he had a particularly big game. He threw 5 touchdowns in one game. So Gary Danielson is a great offensive weapon. And now he wants the headset, so he's cut out the middleman.
He's talking to Bob Snelker that I mentioned earlier up here in the press box. Snelker's telling him what to anticipate on defense and what he thinks is the best play right here. A play that used to bother us a lot here was a delayed pattern where the wide receivers start downfield and then come underneath and the backs clear out.
Without picking, which of course is guilty.
Yes.
From the 12-yard line, the Lions put it in play. 3rd down, and they have to go all the way. Down the middle, no good. It was intended for the rookie, Mike Freedy.
And I think the Rams are offside.
Well, let's see. There's a flag on the play. Mike Freedy out of Indiana.
It looks like Jack Youngblood, or the defensive left end.
Offside defense.
He didn't give the number.
So the Lions, although a few seconds tick away, have 37 seconds left. Watch this, intended for Freedy. Throwing it right at you.
You really can't make a mistake when they're giving you the ball like that. Now, this is twice. They've given them another shot here.
Defense, third down.
So it is third down, and that moves the ball to the Rams' 7-yard line. So third and goal from the 7. Actually, it is not third and goal. It would appear as if they have to get to about 6 inches from the goal line for a first down. So let's make it third and 7. Freddie Scott wide right. David Hill, the tight end, is on the right side, and Leonard Thompson goes left. And it's Dexter Bussey, and he got down to the 1-yard line.
Good call.
Not enough for a first down. He would have inches for a first down as he barreled inside the 2.
27 seconds.
Mike Fanning slithered down the legs, and Nolan Cromwell came over to help on the tackle.
They're going to have to measure.
It is very close. Remember, it's not a goal situation.
That was a good call, Ben, against the nickel defense. You're playing pass all the way, almost broke it for a score.
Philadelphia eating up Denver now in the second quarter. Ron Jaworski just completed a 15-yard pass for a touchdown. Philadelphia 17 and Denver nothing early in the second quarter. Well, they didn't make it.
No, here's the decision that Monty Clark has to make. You go for the first down and a possible touchdown, or you kick a field goal. I think in this situation you got to go for the touchdown.
You have 27 seconds, so they could conceivably get the first down without scoring and then have first and goal from the 2-inch line. So the lighter ones come out, and the big boys coming in now on a goal line stand.
They got their jumbo people in there. The best play against this is over the top, lead blocking, that M. Hunch play we talked about earlier.
And among those in there is big Larry Brooks, number 90, who was one of the players to take a walk from camp. And Danielson now stands up as the crowd gets on him. And Danielson saying, I can't hear if they're going to do that.
Now, I'll tell you what happens when you do that, Ben. The crowd wants to yell more.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't quiet them. They'll do that every time.
All right, then how do you beat that? You know the crowd's going to make more noise. You have to call a play in the huddle, and what?
Well, you just wait until it's the way you want it, and the official has the right to quiet the crowd or penalize the home team. Now, I've never seen him penalize the home team.
No, that would be a great way to start the year in the Rams' new home in Anaheim.
Or go in the first sound. Boom.
All right, so it is 4th and inches for a first down, 4th and 1 yard for a touchdown. We have 27 seconds to the half. Bussey and Sims behind Danielson. Billy Sims going wide. He's got a touchdown. His second of the day.
Well, everybody had an inside charge.
Russ Bollinger, number 73, 4 years out of Long Beach State, threw a key block for him. There goes Bollinger pulling, and he stacked him up right there.
Everybody's in the gap. Sims faked in and went out wide the same way he scored on the other play. Instead of taking it up inside, turned it outside.
Boy, we got a whale of a ball game here.
We have, because Detroit's defense has had a lot of kind of scatter plays against them.
Sure, a fumble on a kickoff, and then you had the pass interference play, plus that 98-yard kickoff return. All right, Eddie Murray trying to make it 20-17. He kicks it up and through, and the Lions are back to within 3 with 24 seconds to the half. The Rams 20 and Detroit 17.
High snap on that extra point.
Boy, what a leg that Eddie Murray has.
Yes, he has. Oh, he's a tremendous find.
You were telling me, who was it who marveled at Eddie Murray, a former NFL kicker or punter?
Punter, well.
Was it Larry Seifel or someone who said he really was impressive?
Right. Well, I think what interests me is that the Saints have had problems with their kicking game. And here's a guy in their backyard, and Detroit picked him up for a 7th-round selection.
So a fired-up Lion team now. weathering the Rams and a noisy crowd here in Anaheim. Almost 69,000 enjoying warm weather, although slightly overcast. And the Lions will be kicking off 24 seconds to the half. Eddie Murray talking to the young Lions. Eddie is 23 years old, 5'10", 170 pounders. And he has already been extremely prominent in this one.
Let's see if he kicks it all the way down there, or he tries a squib kick.
With 24 seconds left, going deep for the Rams, you have Gooman, Drew Hill, Ivory Sully. Up front, you have Pankey. So they're stacking the middle. And Eddie Murray will squib it on the ground. It'll be picked up by Gooman at the 21. And Gooman across the 30 takes a lick, and down he goes. The clock shows 19 seconds to the half, and the Rams will put it in play on their own 32. There, the Ram mascot, of course. Rather appropriate.
Well, we'll get a chance to see Pat Hayden in his 2-minute drill. He's one of the best.
They'll spot the ball just shy of the Ram 33, so that's where Hayden and company will put it in play. 1st and 10. The Rams leading 20-17. They go slot left. Waddy is inside Miller. Drew Hill is wide right. Peacock stays in to block, and Hayden throws to Bryant. And he is knocked out by Luther Bradley. And he got across the 40 to the 41. That would be a pickup of 8.
Well, Detroit stopped the pass downfield and gave him the pass in the flat to Bryant, which is the way you want to play it. Use up the clock and don't give him anything downfield.
The clock shows 13 seconds. 2nd and 2 on the Ram 41.
And they're just rushing with 4 men.
20-17 Rams. Great opening game. Billy Sims has scored twice. Peacock has scored. Drew Hill a 98-yard kickoff. Hayden rolling right and winding up, throwing deep. And Jimmy Allen will make the interception as he is driven into the end zone.
And Pat Hayden was really hit when he threw that ball. Look at him. He's getting up slowly.
So Pat Hayden taking a lick, and Jimmy Allen making the interception in the end zone. Let's see who lowers the boom on Hayden, if we can. Bill Gay. And Bill Gay almost knocked him back to the campus at SC.
Got him from the blind side. Forced him to overthrow it.
Well, you wouldn't call that an alumni meeting, no matter how you look at it. Yet they both are Trojans. But what a lick by Bill Gay on Pat Hayden. So the Lions with 2 seconds to the half.